Dear students, I welcome you all to the CET program Vikasana by Karnataka Examination Authority. In this session, I will be discussing CET questions related to the chapter Organisms and Populations and Ecosystem. As for the weightage of marks is concerned, 3 marks are allotted for the chapter 13 and 2 marks are allotted for the chapter 2. Altogether, there will be 5 questions from these 2 chapters. So let me tell you the important points, concepts or ecological principles you should bear in your mind while answering questions from this chapter. Begin with the introduction of ecology. Ecology says that it is a study of interactions between the living organisms with the biotic and abiotic components of their environment. Remember the contributions of different ecologists. The divisions of ecology or branches of ecology such as synecology and autoecology, and the different levels of biological organization ecology deals with such as organism, populations, community and biomes. Remember the different biomes on earth, major biomes in India, ecological factors responsible for the formation of these biomes and the characteristics of these biomes. Coming to the next aspect, major abiotic factors. All the non-living components of an ecosystem constitute abiotic factors. These may be physico-chemical factors such as light, temperature and water, and edaphic factors which refers to soil. You should know how these factors influence the life of organisms in an ecosystem. For example, light is necessary for photosynthetic activity in plants. Plants meet their photoperiodic requirements from sunlight. It also controls biological rhythms in organisms. Light controls wide varieties of activities in diurnal and nocturnal animals such as migration, foraging, reproduction, etc. Similarly, as far the temperature is concerned, temperature is a major ecological factor. Temperature determines the distribution of plants and animals to different geographical regions. Based on thermal tolerance, animals are grouped into eurythermal and stenothermal animals. You should remember the definition of eurythermal and stenothermal animals with examples for each. Similarly, water. Water is the major constant of life. The chemical composition of water, such as salinity, plays a vital role as far the life of aquatic organisms is concerned. As far the salinity is concerned, it varies greatly. It is less than 5 parts per million in inland water bodies, and it ranges up to 100 parts per million in hypersaline lagoons. You should remember the types of animals with respect to salinity. As far salinity is concerned, animals are grouped into euryhaline and stenohaline. You should remember the definition of these 2 terms with examples. Then edaphic factor, the type of vegetation that soil supports depends on its characteristics. Coming to the next concept, response to abiotic stresses. Organisms have different mechanisms to cope up with temporary fluctuations or stressful conditions in their habitat. So these mechanisms are necessary for them to maintain homeostasis. The process of maintaining constant internal environment despite varying environmental conditions is called homeostasis. Thermoregulation and osmoregulation are the 2 major components of homeostasis. In order to maintain homeostasis, animals may regulate, conform, migrate or suspend. Remember the definitions of regulators with examples, conformers, migration and the types of suspended activity in animals such as aestivation, hibernation and diapauses with examples. Coming to the next concept, adaptation. Adaptation is an attribute of organism. Any morphological, physiological or behavioral changes in organism that help them to survive and reproduce in a given habitat is known as an adaptation. There are 3 types of adaptations in organisms, namely morphological, physiological or behavioral adaptations. Morphological adaptations are common in desert plants and aquatic organisms and also the organisms living in colder climates like polar bear. So morphological adaptations help them to prevent the loss of heat as well as water from their body surface itself. Try to remember Allen's rule with respect to morphological adaptations. Next is physiological adaptations. Some organisms are able to maintain homeostasis by their physiological means. Remember altitude sickness and also its causes and effects, and also we can observe physiological adaptations in kangaroo rat as well as camel. Some organisms are able to maintain homeostasis by their behavioral means, such as basking in direct sunlight when the body temperature drops below the comfort zone. either entering into estivation or entering into hibernation or diapauses. These are the different means of maintaining homeostasis. Coming to the next concept, population attributes. Population has certain characteristics such as natality, the number of births in a population in a given time period; mortality, the number of births in a given population in a time period; then sex ratio refers to the proportions of males and females in a population, whereas population density refers to the number of organisms living in a particular area in a given time period. You should remember the different parameters for measuring the population size or density of a population, such as indirect count, total count, relative densities, percent or biomass covering. Coming to the next aspect, age structure. Population has three groups of individuals based on their ages. They are pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive. So pre-reproductive individuals are young individuals, reproductive individuals are middle-aged individuals, and post-reproductive individuals are old-aged individuals. The proportions of these individuals reflects whether the population is growing or expanding, stable or declining. Population growth, increase or decrease in the size of a population over a period of time is called population growth. Population growth is controlled by three factors. You know that. The one is biotic potential, second one is carrying capacity, and the third one is called environmental resistance. Biotic potential refers to it is a maximum reproducibility of organisms under unlimited natural resources. Coming to the carrying capacity is the maximum stable population that an environment can support over a period of time by providing all the resources. Similarly, all those factors which try to limit the size of a population, such as predation, hunger, diseases, etc., said to be environmental resistance. So coming to the population growth patterns. In a population, there are two types of population growth patterns, namely logistic growth and exponential growth. Logistic growth is a characteristic feature of organisms which are larger in size, such as plants, animals, including human beings, which produce limited number of offsprings, and finally population reaches stability or equilibrium. So what do you mean by logistic growth? Whenever the resources control the size of a population, then the growth pattern is said to be of logistic type. When logistic growth is plotted graphically against time, we are going to get a S-shaped curve. So therefore, logistic growth is also called S-shaped growth itself. So logistic growth is named after Belgian mathematician Ernst Perl, who designed a mathematical expression for explaining logistic growth in human population. So therefore, logistic growth is also called Ernst Perl logistic growth. Next one is exponential growth. Whenever the resources do not limit the size of a population, it is said to be of exponential type. Exponential type can be seen in smaller animals which produce large number of offsprings, and the population never reaches equilibrium or stability. So exponential growth is based on the essays on population given by T.R. Malthus. It says that population increases exponentially and the food sources increases arithmetically. So next one is life history variations. Organisms have varied reproducibility. Reproducibility varies greatly in organisms. Some organisms produce only once in their lifetime, while others produce continuously throughout their reproductive period. Some produce large number of small-sized individuals, while others produce large-sized small number of individuals. So this is known as life history variations, also known as Darwinian fitness. Coming to biotic interactions or biological interactions. Relationship that exists between the members of the same or different species for food, shelter and mating is said to be a biotic interaction. So based on the effects of interaction, so biological interactions are of three types, namely beneficial interactions, harmful or detrimental interactions, and neutral interactions. Positive sign is used to represent beneficial interactions, negative sign is used to represent detrimental or harmful interactions, and 0 is used to represent neutral interactions. You should study the definition of symbiosis or mutualism with examples like lichens, mycorrhizae, plant and pollinator interaction and its significance, and also sexual descent in case of Mediterranean orchid off-race. Then definition of parasitism, the types of parasitism such as ectoparasitism, endoparasitism and brood parasitism in birds. Then recall the definition of predation and also remember the significance of predation in an ecosystem such as biocontrol, the different adaptation in plant and animal preys against their predators such as mimicry, camouflage. In case of plants, the presence of spines, thorns, and also presence of bitter chemical compounds. So these are morphological as well as chemical adaptations against their predators. Coming to competition, remember the definition of competition. Types of competition such as intraspecific competitions and interspecific competition. Then interference competitions with an example, competitive release as explained by Cornell's elegant field experiments, then Gauss's competitive exclusion principle with example, and also resource partitioning as explained by MacArthur. Finally, try to remember the definitions of commensalism and amensalism with examples. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ತಾವು ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ವಶನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.